The story of the Mitsubishi G4M, codenamed Betty by the Allies, is one of innovation, bravery, and tragic vulnerability. Developed in the years leading up to the Second World War, the G4M was intended to give the Imperial Japanese Navy a strategic advantage in the Pacific. It was designed to be fast, have an exceptional range, and carry heavy payloads, including torpedoes and bombs. Yet, behind its sleek lines and powerful performance, the aircraft harbored a deadly weakness that would shape the fates of those who flew it. The G4M's origins trace back to the late 1930s, a period when Japan sought to expand its influence across East Asia and the Pacific. Naval strategists demanded an aircraft capable of reaching enemy fleets far beyond the horizon. The Mitsubishi Company, already experienced in aircraft design, answered this call with a radical solution. They focused on maximizing fuel capacity, sacrificing armor and self-sealing fuel tanks to achieve an unprecedented operational range of over 3,000 miles. In doing so, the G4M could strike distant targets, a feature that became both its greatest asset and its Achilles heel. Construction of the G4M utilized lightweight materials, which contributed to its speed and maneuverability. Powered by two Mitsubishi Kasei radial engines, each producing over 1,500 horsepower, the bomber could cruise at speeds exceeding 230 miles per hour and reach altitudes of up to 27,000 feet. Its long, slender fuselage and wings gave it a distinctive silhouette in the sky, one easily recognized by Allied pilots during the early years of the war. Its design embodied a philosophy of offense over defense, trusting in speed and agility to avoid threats rather than relying on protection. The G4M's operational debut occurred during the Second Sino-Japanese War, where it proved its effectiveness against poorly equipped Chinese forces. However, it was in the Pacific theater, after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941, that the Betty truly demonstrated its strategic significance. Deployed in massive numbers, it participated in some of the earliest and most dramatic battles of the war. From the bombing of Wake Island to the raids over the Philippines, the aircraft carried out missions that required both precision and courage. Crews often flew for hours over vast expanses of ocean, navigating with limited instrumentation, aware that any mechanical failure or enemy interception could be fatal. Among the most notable operations involving the G4M was the attack on Pearl Harbor, in which it played a supporting role alongside other bombers and fighters. Its ability to carry the 800-kilogram torpedo made it a feared threat to Allied naval vessels. Yet, it was the G4M's participation in the Indian Ocean raid and the early battles of the Solomon Islands that truly highlighted both its strengths and vulnerabilities. Pilots and crew members recounted stories of daring torpedo runs, low-level attacks over enemy ships, and the constant fear of anti-aircraft fire. These missions demanded extreme skill, teamwork, and courage, as even minor mistakes could prove fatal in the unforgiving Pacific skies. Despite its impressive offensive capabilities, the G4M's design flaws became painfully evident. Without self-sealing fuel tanks, any hit from machine guns or flak could ignite catastrophic fires. The aircraft's light construction, while allowing long-range operations, offered almost no protection to the crew. Many Allied pilots gave the Betty a fearful nickname, the Flying Lighter. Losses were heavy, and entire crews were often lost in a single mission. Yet, the Japanese Navy continued to deploy the G4M extensively, recognizing that its offensive advantages outweighed the inherent risks. These missions, flown under extreme conditions, forged a generation of airmen whose bravery would be remembered long after the war. One of the most dramatic episodes involving the G4M occurred during the attack on Admiral Yamamoto, the commander-in-chief of the combined fleet. In April 1943, U.S. intelligence learned of Yamamoto's itinerary, and P-38 Lightning fighters were dispatched to intercept his plane. A G4M, part of his escort, was engaged in a deadly confrontation that ended in the admiral's death. This incident revealed both the vulnerability of the G4M in combat and the pivotal role it played in key operations. It symbolized the tension between the aircraft's formidable reach and its susceptibility to enemy fire. As the war progressed, the G4M continued to serve in multiple roles, from torpedo bombing to reconnaissance and transport missions. Its adaptability was one of its defining characteristics. Some were converted into fast transports for personnel or supplies, while others were modified for kamikaze missions in the war's final stages. Despite its widespread use, the losses mounted. Pilots faced relentless Allied air superiority, and the G4M's vulnerabilities were exploited in every encounter. Yet, even as defeat loomed, the aircraft remained a symbol of Japanese naval ambition and technological ingenuity. Beyond its military history, the story of the G4M is also a tale of human endurance and tragedy. Crews faced extreme conditions, often flying over open ocean for hours with minimal navigation aids, knowing that rescue was unlikely if they were shot down. Many personal accounts describe moments of intense fear and courage, of camaraderie among crew members, and of the heartbreak of losing colleagues in combat. These stories bring a human dimension to the machine, reminding us that behind the statistics of war were individuals confronting extraordinary circumstances. In the post-war years, the Mitsubishi G4M became a subject of historical study, admired for its innovation, yet scrutinized for its shortcomings. Aviation historians analyze its design choices, its operational impact, and the experiences of the crews who flew it. Museums and restored aircraft preserve its legacy, allowing new generations to understand both its engineering brilliance and the human stories intertwined with its history. The G4M's legacy is complex. It represents the ingenuity and ambition of Japanese aviation during World War II, highlighting both the potential and the peril of design choices made under strategic pressure. It serves as a reminder of the human cost of war, the courage required to confront danger in the skies, and the lessons learned from an aircraft that could reach great distances but carried inherent risks. Through the lens of history, The Betty emerges as a symbol of a pivotal era in military aviation, capturing the imagination of historians, pilots, and enthusiasts alike. In conclusion, the Mitsubishi G4M Betty stands as an enduring testament to the duality of innovation and vulnerability. Its story is one of strategic vision, technological achievement, and human bravery. While its vulnerabilities led to great losses, its design enabled operations that were unprecedented at the time. The aircraft's history encapsulates the broader narrative of the Pacific War: ambition, courage, tragedy, and the relentless push for dominance in the skies over the vast ocean expanses. Today, as historians and aviation enthusiasts examine its legacy, the G4M continues to inspire both admiration and reflection, a flying symbol of an era defined by ingenuity and sacrifice.